Welcome to Kickin' It, presented to you by the On My Feet Network, where we talk about everything to do with the culture, from fashion to art, and of course sneakers. I'm your host AJ, and now join me while we go down memory lane. Now let's kick it. For our first season of Kickin' It, we're going to be focused on Jordans 1 through 14. Now, I'd like to thank our sponsors for this episode, Soul Trees and Sneakerhead Clothing Line. Now let's dive into the Jordan 8. Originally released in 1993 for a retail price of $125. It's clear to see that Tinker and the Nike design team were a little strap happy in the early 90s. The lockdown support is only one of the bold designs of the Jordan 8, along with the graphic covered side panel and the Jumpman on the tongue. In one rare instance, Tinker seemed to be focused on aesthetics than performance. While the Jordan 8 design looked awesome, the one downside, it was heavier and less breathable. Now on the technology part of it, the Air Jordan 8 featured a dual strap for adjustable support, an inner booty with extra padding for a snug fit, and of course the air in the heel and the forefoot. Like all the legendary Air Jordans, the 8s came with its own on-court achievement. Michael Jordan led the Bulls to their first three-peat. He's done it again. Now, I want to show you some of my favorite things of the Air Jordan 8, and I'm going to show you two of my favorite colors. First, we're going to start with, of course, the original Bulls colorway that he wore. He did switch to the white and red as well, and of course the aquas. Now, the whole strap thing, when I was growing up, we really didn't wear the straps down unless we were playing. Now, what we did, we would leave them open. And of course, you know, that started a trend. Not saying that we started it, but it started a trend. Very, very heavy. It's a heavy shoe, one of the heavier Jordans. And the whole nubuck, there's no real breathability in this shoe, but as you see on the inside, it has a really, really cool graphics. And of course, you see my custom Soul Trees. Speaking of Soul Trees, a word from our sponsors. Soul Trees. What are Soul Trees? You guys see me talking about Soul Trees all the time. This is one product I cannot live without in my sneaker room. Now, a Soul Tree is the highest quality shoe tree available on the market in different colors, shapes, and sizes. Pretty much any sneaker on the market, you can get a shoe insert for it. Now, make sure you guys check them out, and thank you Soul Trees for sponsoring today's video. One of the cool features of this shoe, and I'm actually gonna go back to the aquas, is the puffy Jordan Jumpman logo on the tongue. Now, as stated in the Jordan 7 video, that was the first shoe to not have any Nike branding on it. Now, they wanted to see if the Jordan line could hold its own weight. And of course it did. Look where we are now. You know, if they didn't try that, we might not have the whole Jordan line right now. It would just probably be a part of Nike. So the aqua is another cool colorway. This one is actually from 2007. A colorway that I could actually wear. You know, it's loud. I like to wear loud colors. So this is a dope colorway as well. Really good suede and nubuck. The whole strapping system is, my only issue with it is every time you take it out, it winds up scratching and taking off the Jordan, you know, the whole Jordan embossed lettering. Cool thing is when you would buy the original, you would get a retro card. Now the retro card for us back in the day were our version of like basketball cards. Yes, we were collecting basketball cards, but this is what we were looking for. On the back of these were the original colorways, and on this one, it's from 1 to 22. At one point, it was only till like 13, 14, maybe even 15, but this is what we used to collect. We used to put them up in frames and stuff like that. Now, going back to the original colorway, what I like about it is Tinker is still taking designs from previous Jordans and just adding on and adding on and adding on. Yes, this is more bulkier and stuff like that, but it just has a cool vibe to it. You know, it's of course, again, it is a Hooper shoe. Now, the colors added. One thing with this shoe is you can literally pretty much wear it with everything. You know, they took the 23 that was very similar to the back of the Jordan 7s. They added more of like the graffiti style, you know, that was also similar to the 7s. Now, what I would wear this with is, of course, the Sneakerhead Clothing Line. Speaking of Sneakerhead Clothing Line, they got something very special going on Check it out. Switch to the montage. Now that you've matched up your sneakers with your outfit, there's a few more things that I want to show you. Now, when the shoes start to get older, you have to be very careful when you wear them. For example, in the Jordan 8, as you see, the heel is going to eventually start, separating. So the key is wear your sneakers, because if you leave them just sitting, eventually the glue is going to dry out. And yes, even though if you wear them, it will happen. But what happens is when you do wear them, the glue actually, somewhat gets warm again and sticky again. But other than that, the midsole starts chipping. This one is actually not that bad. Of course, you see I do wear them, but they'll start to chip. Anything with this? Yes, let me show you the chipping. So this is the chipping, as you can see right there. It starts to crack a little bit. One thing is I did have another pair of the Aquas, and the TPU on the side, the material started cracking over here, and there's really not much you can do than either get a new pair or just replace it. But again, it's a dope colorway. Two of my favorite. I love the purple, love the teal. Of course, being Chicago, you have to have the black and red. Thank you for watching Kickin' It, presented to you by the On My Feet Network. Make sure you guys download the On My Feet app on the Android and Apple Marketplace. I'm your host, AJ, and a great man once said, just when they think they have the answers, I change the culture. I'll see you guys on the next episode.